Welcome everybody back to another video. Today I'll be explaining how to survive in the Nether and all the parts of the Nether. For example, the soul sand land, the blue forest, also known as the Enderman forest. I don't know how to name it. The Crimson Forest. I think it's called the Crimson Forest, where um a lot of piglins spawn and much more. So we'll start off with the this land. It's like a soul sand land. I don't know what it is named, but it's all about soul sand and soil. What's it called? Soul soil. So if you've been living under a rock while playing Minecraft and never went to the Nether or seen this block before, soul sand actually slows you down while you walk. This is used for PvP and for decoration, but mostly PvP for slowing down players while attacking people so you have a better advantage. It isn't the best choice to do, but to use you can make some you can make a boss out of this called the Wither. The Wither is basically just like three skeleton heads that's made out of soul sand. But yeah, it's basically like three-headed Wither skeleton. That's why it's called the Wither. So Um, that's one of the resources for actually the Wither, which I'll be explaining in another video on how to kill those enemies, like the toughest enemies in Minecraft, though modded, of course. And either way, what I was saying was the soul sand is able to slow you down unless you begin jumping on it, which I do all the time, so I don't lose any momentum. There's also soil creep, but that doesn't actually slow you down. It's just there for decoration, pretty much. So yeah. Um, but to not get the effect of slowing down in the soul sand, which could kill you from enemies chasing after you, you could just use a type of boots with soul speed on them. Soul speed will have the effect of making you double the speed on soul sand and soul soil, but for the cost of your boot being damaged slowly and slowly, losing its durability. As you can see, for me, my stuff is getting damaged already, even though I'm not using anything. So pretty weird. Also, I'm in peaceful mode because there's way too enemies in this area. So yeah, there's a lot more in other biomes, but this biome is more of the neutral area. Just be careful of the blue fire, as it's normal fire, as you can see in the corner, um, right behind me. That's the only thing that can really damage you. And also, if you are trying to find a ghast to help um become a happy ghast, it is right here. Here's the dried ghast. The dried ghast basically is a ghast that is dried up. But if you bring it to the overworld, you can um pour a water bucket onto it, and it'll start to grow. The poor thing. So I'm gonna take it with me. This dried ghast is really important, and in my next few videos, the one where I'll be explaining every single category, like nature, construction, equipment, in each video and what they are meant for. This will be explained and what it means. So yeah, actually I don't even need that. Doesn't even matter. There will be also, if you are in some danger, like a ghast is about to shoot you, or there's some skeletons chasing after you. If you are lucky enough, you can find wooden ruined nether portals around the map to help you survive any serious damage or like losing any health, especially dying. This is basically it's the exact same as in the overworld where it just randomly spawns in. I've already found about 3 in this nether. So yeah. And if you guys want an estimated guess of how much blocks there are, I'd say there's at least like 3,000 blocks in the nether. So just be careful of that. Also, the blocks. I'll start off with the blocks actually. So next up is the netherrack. Netherrack is an easy material to break. So that just broke. I have actually nothing to use. I've no extra pickaxes, so we need to make another one. I don't have any wood. Okay. Anyway, let's do this without a pickaxe, I guess. The netherrack is very easy to break. As you can see, with my fist, it's actually very soft, it seems. It's kind of like, I don't know how to explain, like soft sandstone, kind of. It's kind of like, um, like, soggy sand, like, that's like been soaked up. It's kind of like that. It's very easy to break. So if you're ever needing to bridge across somewhere, do not go for any other places. Do not go for any other blocks except for netherrack, since it is most important. Since you can get a ton of them. But just so you know, if you're using a diamond or iron pickaxe, anything above like anything below diamond or lower, it'll lose durability quite a ton. Netherite tools are very useful, especially the pickaxe. So yeah. Either way, in the soul sand biome, you'll be able to find blocks of bone, which can be useful as well. So just remember that if you're ever needing to do anything with the pieces of fossil, anyway, which I wouldn't say so. But um, anyway, I think that's mostly all of the terrain of soul sand, the soul sand biome. So I'll go on to the plains. The plains are the very first biome in the Nether that was ever created by Mojang. It used to be very bland. There wasn't a lot to it. Um, the fortresses, which I will get into later, were very easy to survive in, but now it's way more difficult. But either way, it used to be very plain and kind of like bland in a sense. Um, it feels like this. So you usually find some some what's this called? Can you move? There is some ores that can be found inside of the plains and these kind of type of places that has netherrack. If there's a lot of netherrack in any biome that you find, you're usually gonna find some ores. So first of all, quartz. Sorry, that's the name. You'll find quartz ore. It gives some very good XP, but as you go on through the game, you'll start to lose the obsession of getting the XP from it, since the harder level, the more difficult the XP gives you. And also, iron nugget ore. Pretty weird sounding, but it's actually very useful, since if you're looking for gold, blocks of gold, it'll be very useful. If you claim one stack of ingot of nuggets, you can officially get one block of gold. So there's a fun fact. So 32 pieces of ingots will only give you actually no, I'm not even gonna do the math. So yeah, I don't think I passed on maths yet. Either way, the I actually am making the inside of my house right now, the underground, which I'll be showing you in another video when it's completed, that there will be a block, like a wall of gold blocks. I'm not even joking. It's going to be very weird looking, but it's true. I have enough now. I got 27 already. Also, to get gold, you can get bastions, which I will be explaining in a while. Either way, that's mostly the plain biome, except for the fire and some of the lava, since it's very easy to find fire all around the place. But we'll go into the crimson area. Let me just call this crimson biome or anything like that. So this is where you will be able to find wood. If you're going through the game and you are looking for some materials and you forget and you're going, oh no, I forgot wood. What do I do? All you gotta do is just come to the crimson biome. Or to say it's like the what's this? Crimson. Crimson. It is crimson biome. Come and get some of the wood from there. You'll be able to It's basically the exact same thing, but just a different shade. You can. Okay, there's some of my tools back now. Finally have a pickaxe again. So I recommend stacking up on any wood that you can, and this will actually save you as you go on through exploring the nether. If you're in tight situations and you don't have a lot of resources, this wood will come in handy. So yeah. Um Also, these little vines can be used for ladders. You can cling onto them. They're like vines. Okay. So you can make some pretty good clutches. There's some I think there's some videos on the internet of people using these things to get a clutch. And there's also an opposite color blue that is the exact same as this place, but just a little bit different. So either way, you'll be able to find the hoglins and the piglins inside of this area, and the same exact pieces of ores, which is the golden nuggets and the quartz blocks. So um, sometimes they get mixed up with quartz and diorite since they both look very similar, but they're exactly not. They're very different. They spawn another one spawns in the overworld. One of them spawns underground. One of them spawns really anywhere. But either way, I'm getting carried away. We'll get into the next bit, which is I'll just complete the last few biomes. The next up is the blue forest. I'm just gonna call it blue forest. It is literally the same design as these trees, but blue. Now, the thing about this is no hoglins or piglins spawn in this area. Instead, endermen do. The blue, or I don't know what to call it, but this area anyway is blue, and the logs are blue. The oak, like the pieces, the planks, and all are all blue. So it's fit for endermen and people who do speed runs if they have a good run, but they're inside of a lush area. I wouldn't say speedrunners, but people who are trying to beat the Ender Dragon with some people would usually go to the area that is blue and form some type of shelter to block Endermen from killing them and get free Ender Pearls for the Ender Dragon. Fun fact, well, important fact actually, to stay alive, this is exactly what the video is here for, is to when in the blue area, so for example you're here and you're at the wood, you're going to want to make a little shelter like what I said, like this. You usually want to go like 3 blocks high so an enderman cannot fit in here, and you just want to swing. I'd say looking into their eyes or at their head, and they will start chasing you, but just stay under here, you'll be fine, and just don't get attacked. It's a very simple way of killing endermen, and it's very fast as well since they usually just stick up at the wall, and you can just sit there grinding for ender pearls. So yeah, instead of staying out in the night at the overworld, you can just waiting for endermen. You can just go to the nether and enter the blue lush biome and just get a ton of ender pearls from the endermen that spawn. I hope that would help since I use it sometimes and I got the ender pearls for the ender dragon. But unfortunately for me, I was one off, so I had to go back. Either way, next up we have, I think the last one is, I don't know what the biome is called. Someone see that? Look! Did you guys see that? Something just dropped from there. Next up, I don't know what it's called, but I'll just say the snow biome. It seems very bland. It's very bland. It is literally just like the material somewhere around here. Where can I find the material at? There it is. There's the biome over there. It's kind of hard to see. So, oh look here. So this stuff here is let me see. This is no, this is basalt. Yeah, pretty simple basalt. Yeah, I know. This is the basalt area, I'm gonna guess, since the pillars are made out of pure basalt and they can be found all around the nether. So yeah, but there's also some other pieces that are kind of like useless. But forewarning, this area that I'm talking about. So let me just see if I can make it over while I'm talking. The area that I'm talking about here is there is a lot of little gaps or holes that have lava inside. Beware of when you're doing parkour, since there's a lot of obstacles that you need to go through. So, for example, there's a ton of pillars, so you're going to need to jump on top of them and get around other pieces. And sometimes you could get mixed up on where you're going. It's very simple. It gets very easy to mess up. So yeah, let me just see where I am. Okay. Oh no, that's just another biome. It's soul sand. Sorry guys. Um. Either way, what I was saying was, there's a lot of little tricks and little gaps that you can find inside of the area, and you can get trapped into the lava very easily, and you could die from it. So I recommend taking your time, jumping over the obstacles, and be careful of the magma slimes, since they are the only that's the only way they can spawn in. Magma slimes can only spawn from that area. Now I've got to go back and get more blocks. I'll say that basalt isn't the worst for decoration, but it's not very useful as it just sits here. As you can see how quick I can mine this netherrack, it's very simple and very easy. I've already got my stack, but the durability on my pickaxe is going down very fast. So yeah. Either way, what I was saying was the magma slimes are basically like little slimes, just slimes, but made of lava and magma, and they can kill you very quickly if you don't react fast enough, since they do spread into multiple groups. Kind of like the Terminator, where where if you kill one, like if you slice off their head, they would reheal the head, and the head that was decapitated would reheal into a second body. So it's kind of like that. It's just like multiplying. You're basically they're multiplying each other, as you can see in normal slimes. Anyway, where was I? I think that's mostly it for the biomes. So I hope some of that helped on surviving. I'll go on to the what's it called? I'm gonna go on to the structures next. So I'll start off with the bastions. Bastions are literally just pagan headquarters. They have tons of gold. Just a tip, by the way, always use one set of always have one piece of armor that is gold. Like, for example, I would take off my helmet and put on a golden helmet, because piglins have this type of system where if they see an person without gold on, they are known as a enemy. So it is best if you wore gold armor on you, just one piece anyway, to survive against these piglins, since they are quick. They have bows, they have axes, they have swords. So yeah, they're pretty big and strong. So here's actually the snowy bit. As you can see, there's little pools around lava. So if I was to like try and do the obstacles, I could just slip up and fall into one piece of lava and turn into a piece of burnt toast. So just remember that. Like, for example, oh no, I dropped. Like, I'm trying to jump over here. I didn't even realize that block was there, didn't I now? And I would have burned to death. Like that. As you can see, it's very hard to see. It's kind of like that optical illusion that Jude Law, go check him out. The professional trapper in Minecraft. Um, it's Jude underscore. It's something. It's like Jude Low. Just type up Jude Low. He'll be there, and he has some of the greatest traps ever. But one of them is an optical illusion where you can't actually see like the camouflaged skins until it's too late. So yeah, might not sound similar, but kind of does. You'll see it. And just search up Jude Low. He's a very good content creator, so shout out to him. Either way, what I was saying, getting carried away there. Um, the structures. The Bastion is yes the Pigman's headquarters, and they have tons of good loot in there. And there are some bastions that have a netherite upgrade, smithing upgrade. If you don't know what a smithing upgrade, I'll explain in another video. But it's able to basically this netherite upgrade is able to change any diamond tool or armor into netherite, so you don't have to go through the process of getting tons of netherite blocks. I'll be giving tips on how to get netherite today, so just remember that. But either way, what I was saying, you can also get some ancient debris, which I literally got today from the bastions that I went to. Very useful. If you're in Bedrock, I'd say the bastions aren't the same. Whoa. Okay, almost died there. The bastions are not really the same, I'd say, since one is like the. I'd say that they're very similar, but one of them has like the top has way more loot, and there's multiple pieces of like gold items, some orange ores, which I got this from. You're able to get golden carrots, magma cream, and gilded blackstone as well. I recommend getting as much as the blocks from the bastion as possible, since they're like very good. Like I've never seen such good decoration that people put into their bases from the um from the blocks of the bastions. Where am I gonna go here? I'm kind of confused. Okay, I'll go back. I need to make a bridge. Anyway, um, what I was saying, remember, if you do open any of their chests or break any of their gold blocks that are scattered around the bastion, they will automatically start targeting you no matter what you have. Unless you're Dream and you have plot armor and you don't die to them. Tons of streamers and speedrunners die to these piglins every single day. So if you ever feel like you're unlucky, you're not. You're just one of the million. You're in a million of people who've died to this same scenario twice, like thousands of times. Not twice. What? Either way, what I was saying, very easy to die to them. So don't worry, you got this. Also use the anchors, the like the nether anchors. I don't know what they're called, but if you put pieces of like material, I think it's like glowstone inside of it, it'll like turn up and up. The item is very good for combat, like battle, like 1v1s, since they are able to explode like TNT, but automatically. So yeah, just remember that. It'll set your waypoint in the nether, but if you do use that in the overworld, it'll explode, as said. Either way, I'd say using the anchors. So let me just see where it is. It's in one of these. I think it's in this. Where is it at? Here it is. A respawn anchor. You need um 3 pieces of glowstone and some chronic obsidian. So yeah, you need glowstone to activate it. So yeah. And the respawn anchor is very useful because if you die to a piglin or anything like lava and your loot is still there near you, you can just use this thing to respawn right at where. So I recommend using this, but it is pretty expensive. So yeah, it does take a while. but if you stack up on them, they might be helpful. You know what I mean? Either way, a little beginner tip: do not use beds in the nether or the end because you will explode. Because it is the most stupidest mistake that you can make in the game. But I will say something about ancient debris with beds, which are very useful in a wall. So, saying, oh yeah. Next up is the Nether Fortress. This is a way more dangerous, well, I say a little bit more dangerous building than the Bastion, since a lot more enemies spawn in at this place. But there's some ways you can defend yourself. So pretty useful. Oh god, 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 oh god. These are gonna break. If I was in the non-peaceful mode for this video, I would have been dead by now. That'd be very funny. Not, but you know what I mean. A few mobs can spawn in here and can only spawn there. For example, the withered skeleton is able to hit you and make this effect on you that will, I think, sort of be like poison kind of, but not get you down to half a heart. It's like it makes your heart go black, and it's like slowly decreasing your health. They're basically skeletons but with swords. They use stone swords, and if you obtain looting on them on your sword and kill them, there's a chance that you can drop a wither skeleton head with a higher chance of it. But using a normal sword without looting will have a lower chance of getting a head. And the head helps making the wither. So I'll be explaining the wither in another video, as I said. But either way, as we go on, we can also get blazes, which give you blaze rods and can help make Eyes of Ender, or for making the portal to the end portal. So remember that to survive against blazes more safely, I recommend putting blocks around the railings at their mob spawner so they don't fly away and make a roof. Also, they will shoot tons of fireballs at you, so you gotta be careful of them. If you get hit by one, you get caught on fire and you'll burn to death. But if you use fire resistance, it'll only damage you, so way more better. I was doing that on purpose. I had to. See how smart I am? Anyway. Oh god. Why does I keep doing that? Like I keep on pressing the top arrow, but it just keeps on bringing me to... Oh wow, there's a lot of loot over here. Why is there so much loot? I must have been doing trades, I guess. Is there any arrows in there? Nope. Okay, whatever. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find the bastion around here. I remember seeing one in my spawn near it. But yeah, you can still find normal enemies like skeletons. I don't think zombies though, so just so you know that. Piglins as well, and much more. So that's mostly the fortress, but it'll also give some good rewards like diamond horse armor, not very good, diamonds, gold, maybe a few valuable items, I don't know. So if you're lucky enough, yep. But now I need to get more. I need to get more blocks. This is about to break. Oh my god. That's mostly it on the fortress, and now I'm going to be going on to the netherite situation. Netherite is the now most valuable item in the game of Minecraft and can be seen with pros being using it all the time. Enchanting it is even better, but finding the source of the netherite is very difficult. The best level for netherite is around Y15 underneath the lake of lava that you usually see at like 17, 18. And when I said about the beds, about how useful they are in the netherite, I meant by strip mining. People strip mine for netherite, which is a very, very, very bad idea because it'll take a long while and only about 1 to 2 pieces of netherite will spawn in your chunk. So just remember that pro tip. Um, it is best if you use beds to explode a big radius for netherite, but I'd recommend putting a block at your feet as you click on the bed because just a fun fact, the legs are the most damaged area on your body in Minecraft. So using a block there is going to help a lot from getting damaged. Just like the beacons, I mean the crystals, the end crystals inside the end when you're fighting the Ender Dragon, since it's a bit scary and it can damage a lot if you do not block your body up before hitting an end crystal. So that's another tip. Once you find ancient debris, it is best if you use a diamond pickaxe because I don't think iron pickaxes actually work well on obtaining that. It's like using a stone pickaxe on netherite. It's like using a stone pickaxe on diamond ore. It will not work out well. Like if you broke a piece of ancient debris, by the way, it's ancient debris. Holy God! It's ancient debris, by the way, so it looks like this. Just a little block. If you do find it, always, always, please use a diamond pickaxe. And also, it is ancient debris or netherite is resistance to fire and explosions. So just remember that, but not if say from cactuses. I don't know why they made them so OP. But either way, what was I gonna say? You can use smithing tablets, which can be used from smithing tables to transition diamond tools straight into netherite, which I've actually done once already, which I have a netherite sword at home, which I think I can show you guys if I can. So, anyway, that's mostly it for the netherite, and also to make an ingot, you need 3 scraps, I think. 3 scraps of netherite scraps and like 4 gold ingots to make an netherite ingot. So it's pretty valuable, guys. So getting as much ancient debris as possible is the best. Smelt the ancient debris makes scraps, by the way. That's a tip for you guys. Remember to survive at the nether to get the netherite. Always be careful of the little lava that drips down because you are literally on top of the lava pool all around here. Just remember that you have to be aware of that the lava pool is literally above you by like 2 blocks. So exploding like a big radius with the beds won't end well if you are just careless and go straight in blind. Like a 5-year-old, like a toddler, like a 2-year-old. So best listen to your elders and be careful more. But also beds have the best radius of explosion instead of TNT, and TNT is way more valuable to make. So if you just make shears and just start getting sheep like white wool. I don't care what wool it is, as long as you have like a ton of beds in your inventory. That's when you know that you're able to get a ton of netherite. So you wouldn't usually find netherite at this level. As you can see, 47 is not a good level at all, whatsoever. So like, you know what I mean. No! Oh my god, bro. Okay, this is sad. Okay, I just want to go home, please. What's this way, isn't it? Sorry guys about that. Just got a bit carried away there. What I was saying was, where was I? Oh yeah, the beds have a better radius. It doesn't matter whatever you use of wool, as long as you have a ton of beds in your inventory. This is why you see speedrunner, like people that are like starting new like servers, are getting a ton of beds when going into Nether. So just remember that. Netherite is, here's a tip for you to always get netherite weapons first instead of armor, because armor, it literally has the same durability. Is that the same sword that I used like a while ago? Wow, like that was like 2 days ago that I used that. Anyway, what I was saying, the armor of netherite and diamond are the exact same thing except for durability, for the, I think it's just like the different enchantment level, like the protection on the level. Since like the diamond protection 4 is going to be like worse than the netherite protection 4, but still, there's not really a change in it because they still have basically the same durability. If you do put them comparable, they're only a little slight difference from netherite. But either way, they have the same bar as well, as you can see on top of my hearts. Netherite is the same as diamond, so yeah, doesn't really matter whatever you choose. On the other hand, tools, for example, axes or pickaxes of using the tablet. Remember, this is for only using the tablet. The tablet. What was I gonna say? Aha, here's my little nether portal. Is that a... Take that, buddy. Oh, you took both stuff. Oh my god, he's stacked. Buddy, here. Oi. Sorry guys. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh yeah, the tools, the netherite tools. There's a way more different durability between diamond and netherite, and netherite has like I think at least like a 800, like a 200 plus like durability. So yeah, very useful. Using netherite tools first instead of armor. So yeah, just remember that. I think that might be the nether done for the progression, like the tips for surviving in the overworld and nether. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's actually perfect timing because I'm going back to the overworld to finish my base off. So, um, I'll see you all in the next video and see you.